Hi there, my name is Josie.
I'm Lauren.
This is Scout. Welcome to our kitchen and welcome to Home Cooks.
Welcome.
Meow. So, cooking wise, I feel like if you want to stand out to someone early on, something you can cook that's so good and so easy is just a perfect fluffy scrambled egg.
Delicious.
There's a lot of things you can do with the scrambled eggs, lots of different textures, but this is one that's just going to be quick, easy, well seasoned, pillowy, not too dry, not too wet. No taking on and off heat required. It's just pretty straightforward and really delicious.
Woo! Are we gonna make it today?
I'm gonna make it right now.
Yes!
So, for such a simple food, I think a lot of people get tripped up on scrambled eggs because there are just so many ways to do it. This is a really approachable way to get something that I think can be pleasing to everyone. It's not super runny, it's not super dry, not kind of intimidating. So let's walk through it. And then another thing that I think freaks people out is eggs themselves. I've seen people cracking an egg just so slowly. You have to cook with confidence and just hit it once and trust that that's going to crack it, especially if your eggs are relatively fresh. They should crack really easily. We're going to do 2 to 3 eggs per person, depending how hungry you are. And then just out like that. I think it's really important to use water in eggs. That's going to steam it, create like a scientific reaction, I guess. And then that's about a tablespoon of water in there. And very controversially, I think it's really important to salt your eggs when they're in the bowl. Some people say you should never salt your eggs until after they finish cooking because it makes them tough. This, in my opinion, I don't know the science, does not make any sense. Salt breaks things down. Breaking down the eggs should make them softer and fluffier, so also distributes the seasoning all throughout the egg. I'm gonna do like a big pinch. I like my food salty though. It's up to you, but that's probably like a 1/4 teaspoon for 2 eggs. Just do what feels right to you. Trust your instincts, you know? And then from there, another thing, clearly I'm very opinionated about my eggs, is that you need to beat these really thoroughly. So you don't want to leave streaks in there. You want the yolk to be completely incorporated into the white. That is going to be probably 30 seconds of mixing. You don't need a whisk, fork is fine. So see that? You really got some volume into it, just completely incorporated. Gorgeous. Okay, and we can move over to the stove. Okay, so at this point you have combined your eggs very well. You've added your water and your salt and you're moving over to the stovetop. For eggs, I think it's pretty important to have a good control of your heat. So our stovetop tends to run really hot, so I'm gonna turn this as low as I can. But for you, I think like a medium heat, just however well you know your stove. Also, what fat you use in your eggs is kind of open for interpretation, but butter is a classic. It's gonna get some of that yummy, rich flavor in there. It also has a really low smoke point, so you're just never going to be able to get it that hot, which will help keep your cooking temperature low throughout, which is something you just want for eggs. That's how you're going to get that like hard, tough egg that a lot of people tend to be turned off by. We're just gonna let this cook down a little bit. This is probably a 1/2 tablespoon of butter. You can go harder if you want. That's your call. Okay, so now that you have your butter nicely melted, using a flexible spatula, just move your eggs into the pan. And what makes these eggs special is that you're going for really big curds. If you've had like a French scramble before, that's going to be like a really small curd. So it's like so soft, little bitties of eggs. This is going to be kind of like those big pillowy curds you might get at like a diner, that kind of thing. In order to do that, you want it to start setting up a little bit. So see that, and then move that toward the center. And you see how that's essentially already cooked. You're just going to go around and moving the cooked part to the center of the pan. This might look concerning at first, so you're like, whoa, I have this cooked part in the middle and then all this raw. Just trust the process, keep moving. If you think this is moving too quickly, you can always turn your heat down. It's better to go lower on heat than high. So see, this is kind of starting to pull together. And at no point do you want to like break your eggs up or move them around too quickly. Everything should be done slowly and gently. With protein in general, you want to not mess with it too much. That's where it tends to get overcooked, tough. So we're just kind of gliding these around with the heat. And these are almost there. If you want to be extra cautious, you can always just turn off the heat. There's gonna be a lot of heat that just lives in that pan. And then these are very close, very yummy. At this point, we're gonna hit them with a little pepper. That's totally up to you. And what's so nice about these eggs is they're so soft and yummy that I just really don't even think you need a cheese in here. You kind of get that like yummy curdy flavor from this. Just gonna add a little heat to this just to make sure this is totally cooked. You don't want to turn someone off with runny eggs. Yep, but see how they're just drying out a little bit? But you still have like a lot of softness in there. Okay, I think we're ready. So this yummy egg, I think, is best on your sourdough toast, your breakfast sandwiches. It's just like so yummy and soft and perfect complement to your sriracha, salsa, however you like it. It's our egg on our beautiful yellow plate. Lauren, do you want to come back over and give her a try?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I'm gonna try. Oh, that is, I can't wait. All right, let's give it a go. So good every single time. Oh my God, you want to give it a try?
Let's see. Yeah, I just love the pepper, the creaminess, butter. Eggs are a perfect food.
Yeah, she didn't add any cheese, but this tastes like, oh, it's just so good.
Thanks for tuning in.
Come back next time. We'll see what we'll be cooking.